Now let's look at the physical properties of sodium. So the first physical property is that sodium is very soft. Soft and it appears silvery, like silver color. But I want to talk about the softness of sodium. Remember that you see sodium can be written, the symbol is Na and it always has plus one what charge. Now this plus one charge tells us that in the metallic bond between sodium atoms, sodium is only able to donate one electron. Are we together? In the metallic bond between sodium atoms, they are only able to donate what one electron into the electron cloud for the formation of the metallic bond. So because it is donating just one electron, it makes the metallic bond so weak. That is why it is possible for us to cut sodium with knife. Okay, it has what weak metallic bond. Okay, it has weak metallic bond. That is it. The next physical property is that what sodium is a good conductor of what heat and electricity. Is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Why is it like that? It is very simple. Remember, sodium has what we call what mobile electron. Mobile electron. That's what we call what mobile electron. That is electron that is what that is delocalized. It can move around in the structure. Therefore, it can conduct what electricity. And the third one is that what sodium has what low melting point. Yes, low melting and boiling point. Yeah, it is like that. Why? Observe, it has weak metallic bond. So it is not expected to even have any high melting or boiling point. So that's the physical property of sodium. Now the next one we are going to talk about is the chemical property. So let's look at the chemical property real quick. Chemical property of sodium. Now, number one chemical property is that well, firstly, let's see what happens when we expose sodium to moist air. Remember, air will surely have what we call oxygen. Therefore, sodium is able to react with what oxygen to give me Na2O. If I should balance the equation, this is what I have. So sodium reacts with oxygen in air. It is reactive. That's why you can never have free sodium. Okay, you see this compound formed here. Remember we said moist air. Moist air will also have what? Water in it. So this compound formed here, that's hydrogen, that's sodium oxide. Sodium oxide, it is exposed to air. It can come to react with water again to form sodium hydroxide. NaOH to form what? Sodium hydroxide. Yeah. This sodium hydroxide being formed here, it is also possible. Remember that this guy is also in air also, carbon 4 oxide. It can react with carbon 4 oxide in air to give me sodium trioxocarbonate 4. It is possible for me to have what? This. So remember it is exposed to air. It can come in contact with carbon 4 oxide to give us sodium tricarbonate air. Now, this aspect of this chemical property will tell us the answer to a question. You might be asked that why is it that sodium is always stored under paraffin oil? Why that sodium is always stored under inert reagent like paraffin oil? Let's use paraffin oil. Why is it always stored under paraffin oil? Also potassium. Why? If you don't see paraffin oil, you will see what we call kerosene or petroleum ether. All these are inert reagents. Good. It is stored under paraffin oil so as to prevent the reaction of sodium with water, also with air, with oxygen rather, so that it can what? Prevent the reaction of sodium with what? Oxygen or air. So what am I saying? It can, yeah, it's correct. So that to prevent the reaction of sodium with what? Oxygen or water or moisture. Let me say moisture in air. Good. Why? Sodium is very reactive. So you can't just afford to just expose it. So that's why it is always stored under what? Paraffin oil. That is like that. Okay. So when sodium comes in contact with oxygen or moisture in air, it is going to react. So that is it. Now, the next chemical property is reaction of sodium with cold water. Reaction of sodium with cold water. Okay, so sodium it can react with what? With cold water. Remember, it's going to give us alkali, sodium hydroxide, then hydrogen gas will be given off. You see this gas is given off. You could be asked, what is the name of the gas that is given off when sodium reacts with what? With cold water. With cold water. What is being given off? So you have hydrogen gas is being given off. And how do we know it's being given off? How do we test for hydrogen gas? Hydrogen gas gives a pop sound. It gives a pop sound with a lighted splint. With a lighted what? Splint. Yeah, good. That's it. Now, the next one is that it is possible for sodium to react with ammonia. Sodium can react with what? With ammonia. And it will give us sodamide. It can react to give us what? Sodamide and give hydrogen gas. So this is called sodamide. Sodamide. Yeah. So this is called what? Sodamide. So that's that. So let me balance the equation for you. So you have 2, 2, and you have 2 here. Okay, good. So that is the reaction. So there are other reactions, but this one are the one I feel they are very, very important. Okay, let's look at the flame test for sodium. The flame test for sodium, flame test. Now, how do we conduct flame tests? We take platinum wire, we moisten it and dip it into a salt containing sodium. It could be sodium chloride, it could be what? Sodium triisocarbonate 4. Just put it in a compound that is containing sodium. Are you there? Then, after that, you will now put the platinum wire. You know it is already having the compound of sodium around it. Then you place it in a flame. Then the color is going to bring out, due to the presence of sodium, is golden yellow. The color is golden yellow. If you don't see golden yellow, you will see what we call brilliant yellow. Now that's another word for golden yellow, brilliant yellow, exactly. It's going to bring out what? Brilliant yellow. Now what you are doing here is qualitative test. Qualitative analysis of sodium. So sodium bring out what we call what? Golden yellow flame in the flame test. Now the next one we are going to be looking at is the uses of sodium. Now sodium has various uses. The first use is that what? Sodium is used as a coolant in nuclear reactor. In nuclear reactor, yes. How is it used as a coolant? You see, what's a nuclear reactor? You see, nuclear reactor apply the knowledge of it is based on the application of radioactivity to generate electricity. So that nuclear reactor generates a lot of heat and energy. It generates a lot of heat and energy. So what is actually needed for cooling the system is what? Sodium. Good. Next one is that we have, you see this compound. Sodium is used in the manufacture of this compound. Lead-4-tetraethyl. Yeah, this compound is used as anti-knock in petrol. Anti-knock in petrol. So this is how you say it. Sodium is used in the manufacture of tetraethyl lead, which is used as anti-knock in petrol. Also, sodium is used in the manufacture of, sodium hydroxide, also sodium peroxide, yeah, which are useful in organic reactions. And thanks for watching.